The world was burning. Cities were destroyed. Millions were dead. World War II had raged for 6 long, painful years. Europe lay in ruins. Asia was shattered, and in the Pacific, the United States and Japan were locked in a brutal, bloody war, one island at a time. In 1945, America had a secret. A weapon unlike anything the world had ever seen. A bomb so powerful it could erase entire cities in seconds. That bomb was about to change the world. Forever. The war between Japan and the United States began in December 1941, when Japanese forces attacked Pearl Harbor. Thousands of Americans died. War was declared. What followed was a savage campaign across the Pacific, from the Philippines to Iwo Jima to Okinawa. The Japanese military fought fiercely, refusing to surrender. American forces suffered heavy losses and knew that invading Japan itself would be even deadlier. By mid-1945, Japan was weakened but not broken. Cities were bombed. Supplies were cut off. But the Japanese government refused to surrender. And so, America made a decision that would haunt history. In secret labs across America, brilliant scientists worked on a terrifying invention. It was called the Manhattan Project, a top-secret plan to build an atomic bomb, led by physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer. Thousands worked in silence, knowing they were building a weapon of unthinkable destruction. In July 1945, in the New Mexico desert, the first atomic bomb was tested. The explosion lit up the sky like a second sun. The ground shook. The air burned. The world had entered the nuclear age. Oppenheimer quoted ancient scripture, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." President Harry Truman faced a deadly choice: continue fighting, risking the lives of hundreds of thousands of American soldiers, or drop the atomic bomb to force Japan to surrender quickly. Some believed it would save lives in the long run. Others saw it as a warning to the Soviet Union, a show of American power. Whatever the reasons, the decision was made. The target, Hiroshima. It was a clear morning. Children walked to school. Workers headed to factories. Then, at 8:15 a.m., the sky exploded. A U.S. bomber named Enola Gay dropped a bomb called Little Boy. In seconds, the heart of Hiroshima was turned into fire and ash. Buildings melted. People vanished. Over 80,000 people died instantly, most of them civilians. Survivors described a blinding light. A wave of heat. Their skin melted. Their shadows burned into the walls. The city was gone. They are called the Hibakusha, the bomb survivors. They speak of children on fire, mothers searching for their babies in rubble, bodies floating in rivers, people begging for water, with skin hanging from their bones. Hospitals were destroyed. Doctors were dead. Those who survived the blast faced something worse: radiation sickness. Hair fell out. Skin blackened. Organs failed. For many, death came slowly and painfully. 3 days later, America dropped a second bomb, this time on the city of Nagasaki. The bomb was called Fat Man. It exploded over homes, churches, and schools. Around 40,000 people were killed instantly. Thousands more would die from radiation in the weeks and months that followed. The horror of Hiroshima had been repeated. Twice in 1 week. The world witnessed atomic death. On August 15, 1945, Emperor Hirohito addressed the nation for the first time. His voice, quiet and broken, announced that Japan would surrender. World War II was over. But the peace came at an unbearable price. Hiroshima and Nagasaki were cities of ghosts. Children were orphaned. Families erased. The war had ended, but the scars would never heal. For decades, the people of Hiroshima and Nagasaki suffered cancer, birth defects, stigma, trauma. They were victims of a weapon meant to shock the world into peace. But peace born from terror. The two bombings killed over 200,000 people by the end of 1945. Most were civilians. Many were children. The cities were rebuilt, but the memories, the pain, remained forever. The world was stunned. Some called it victory. Others called it a crime against humanity. Could such destruction ever be justified? Could any war demand such a terrible price? The debate continues to this day about ethics, necessity, and justice. One thing is certain: the atomic bomb changed how we think about war, power, and human life. After the war, countries raced to build their own nuclear weapons. The world lived under the threat of total destruction during the Cold War. And yet, because of what happened in Japan, many nations promised, never again. Hiroshima and Nagasaki became symbols of tragedy, of warning, and of hope. Every year, survivors gather to remember, and to say to the world, we must never forget. The atomic bomb ended a war. But it also revealed our darkest power, the power to destroy cities, the power to erase generations. As we look back at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, we remember not only what happened, but what must never happen again. May the memory of the victims guide us toward peace, and may the world forever hear their silent voices, crying out from the ashes, never again. Hiroshima and Nagasaki are not just names in history. They are reminders of what humanity must never repeat. In a single flash, tens of thousands of lives were lost. But from the ashes, survivors stood up, not with anger, but with the message, peace is the only future. As we remember the victims, let us carry their legacy forward. Let us teach the truth. Let us choose peace over power, and may the world never again hear the silence of cities turned to dust.